losing this war. We're losing species in Puerto Rico, and we have a lot of biodiversity which is in danger, and nothing is happening. Nothing is happening.
I'm Carlos Diez. I'm a biologist in the Office of Wildlife and Marine Ecology. And in my particular case, I work more with endangered species, particularly sea turtles and marine ecology, but I also assist or help with other wildlife creatures and habitats. Yeah, you could see some of them exotic, like that one in that over there. Yeah, some of them are, that one is exotic. You could see the green carapace. The problem here with the traffic of exotic or native species is mainly the importing exotic species, like birds, like macaws. If we are lucky, we will see some macaws flying here because they get released, especially birds, toucans and all kinds of those things coming in. And of course, reptiles, because people like a lot, it's easier actually to bring under the table as reptiles.
Definitivamente la competencia digamos, por comida, hay mucha competencia por el espacio para anidaje, y hay mucha competencia prácticamente por desplazamiento meramente porque las especies exóticas se reproducen más rápido y en más cantidad. Así que las especies de Puerto Rico de por sí, que son más pequeñas y tienen menos progenie en el año, pues se ven en desventaja contra las exóticas, que de por sí toda especie exótica tiende a establecerse y a ser exitosa mucho más rápido.
In the case of islands like Puerto Rico, our species evolve in ecological and geographical isolation. So they don't have the mechanisms or the capacity that continental species have to compete with other species. So there's a problem. They can compete, and they can outcompete our native, our endemic species. Because we are a small island, overpopulated, with very bad reputation or very bad history of conserving biodiversity. The general public doesn't know what we know, and I think that we, the biologists, are losing our war because we don't have the penetration to talk to the public. The scientists, we're trained to talk to other scientists. We're not trained to talk to the public, and that right there, that's a problem. So our people in Puerto Rico are not aware of the problems that invasive species are causing. So they are not part of the solution, they're part of the problem. They keep on buying stuff because it's hurting our species in Puerto Rico.
The Puerto Rican parrot has been important for Puerto Rico since it originally formed. Since the natives were here, they called it iguaca. It has always been an animal that has been very abundant in Puerto Rico's ecosystems. So the loss of it will be a big impact to our forests and also into our history and culture. Schools, universities, organizations, and communities should definitely learn more about the importance of preserving their habitats, and also learning how to identify these invasive species, and also how can we control, maybe remove those species from our forests. That way the Puerto Rican parrot can continue regenerating. Part of the invasive species that are a threat to it, it will be the pearly-eyed thrasher, which is a species of bird. They compete for nesting habitats. So the pearly-eyed thrasher will deposit and leave its eggs on top or near or next to the endangered parrot's eggs. So eventually the parrots takes care of the pearly-eyed thrashers rather than the endangered Puerto Rican parrot. Other species or invasive species that are a threat to the Amazon habitata will be the mongoose, which comes all the way from India, as well as rats, which came in ships with the colonizers. Those can all, or both species can locate and access the nest of the endangered Puerto Rican parrot and eats the eggs as well. In Puerto Rico, we should start focusing more on sharing this information. That way the population as well as the kids that are growing up are aware of this and they don't take any decisions along the way in the future that could affect by introducing other species that are not here into the island that could eventually create an imbalance in the ecosystem.